Hello, this is the Ref Show. A warm welcome from panel members Keith Hackett and Brian Dean, and from me, Alan Biggs. I think fair to say another weekend largely out of the headlines for Premier League referees. On the field, certainly. What about off it? But first of all, let's go to Merseyside. Goal list between Everton and Liverpool. Anthony Taylor's selection, I think, raised a couple of eyebrows, but in actual fact, I can't see a blemish on his performance. Keith, can you?
Well, I think it was a tame Merseyside derby by previous sort of encounters. There didn't seem to be that bit of meat in it that we would normally expect from a derby. Having said that, I don't want to detract from the fact that I thought initially Anthony's performance was on that foundation of his movement and positioning. Yeah. So he was in good positions, good movement, making correct decisions. And when you make correct decisions, the players are aware of that and they respond accordingly. So that was the foundation. A really good game for Anthony.
Yeah, and Spurs-Arsenal was Jonathan Moss. And again, I looked at RefCam and Glenn Turner was manning that for youaretheref.com, and he summed up well refed. But there was just one gripe in that, wasn't there, I think, Keith?
Well, I think certainly they could have had a penalty.
This is Arsenal.
Yeah, should have had a penalty. And I think that's what stems from that. But again, another sound performance, apart from that big decision. You've got to get those big decisions right.
Yeah. And Brian, in this game, there was a comment from Arsene Wenger, who, I don't know, is he trying to deflect from his own team's failings here? His quote is, "I wasn't happy with the referee. I felt like us. He wasn't at his best." Yeah. Is that just?
I think sometimes managers use the referee as a beating, a stick to beat the situation with and deflect. And Arsene's been at it a long time, hasn't he? So I think that sometimes you've got to just put the referee aside and just focus on your team.
Now to Leicester City and Crystal Palace. Incidentally, Palace won this 1-0. That's not what people are talking about. Lee Mason was in charge. Got to mention another official here, the fourth official, Peter Banks, because he looked a bemused bystander, and certainly those of us who watched this, millions who watched this incident on TV, we were quite bemused as well. Yeah. Nigel Pearson knocked into by James MacArthur of Palace, going for a ball on the touchline. Pearson's kind of looking the other way and he's shocked as he's kind of brought down accidentally, and suddenly they're rolling around on the floor. Pearson's got his hand on the player's neck and this pulling us. What's your view of it?
Yeah, can I say? I mean, I've been managing abroad for the last 2 years, and one thing about managing over there, the referees and the fourth official, they are so strict. And I saw David Moyes do an interview, and he said exactly the same. The fourth official is like that with the managers. He's always patrolling and policing the two areas. And I've been to a couple of games over here since I've come back, and I've seen how casual, the fourth official's role is. And it comes as no surprise to me then to see what happened at Leicester actually take place. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Mike Dean, Burnley 2, West Brom 2, another impressive performance yet again from Dean. You mentioned Phil Dowd, Swansea and Sunderland. Alvarez was tripped and Sunderland should have had a penalty. Yeah. But Chelsea, and they're always going to be a high-profile appointment. They won 2-1 at Aston Villa. Neil Swarbrick was appointed. Did a good job, I think.
Yeah, I think he got through it. I mean, when you actually look at the appointments for the next round of the Premier League, it's easy for Mike Riley to suddenly sit down and go, Clattenburg, Dean, Atkinson, who's performing much better. You've then got young Anthony Taylor, give him another game. Give Swarbrick another game. I've got you 5 out of 10 that are halfway there to having another good weekend.
Yeah, we've got half a team out, and actually the team is beginning to look a little bit more of a cohesive unit than it was, which I know that you're pleased to see.
Well, I am very pleased, because I think that what's happening is, rather than being fairly lethargic on the field of play, some of these guys are now beginning to move and get into the right positions.
Okay, Keith, thanks ever so much. And to you, Brian. See both of you gents again. See you again. Any comments, queries or whatever for us, youaretheref.com. Email us or contact us on Twitter @youaretheref. See you again next week. Bye.